Hello there, welcome to this new video on Absynth. Today I thought I would concentrate on a more technical aspect rather than some kind of patch creation, and it's simply how to create your own morph waves. Now if you go to the patch section and you click where it says sign, you'll see all these morph waves, and if you just select one of them, a morph wave is basically two waves being morphed together. If you go into the wave section, you'll see there's a morph section there, but it's not lit up, so we can't get to it. The reason for that is you've got to load one in, so let's show you how to do this from scratch. So go to patch, go to sign, let's choose Miss Morphy, then go to new, and then here you'll have waveform spectrum, and you can now see that the morph section's available to us. So we just go to the morph section, there you have it. We have wave 1, which is this wave here, wave 2, which is this one here, and wave 3, or the output of wave 1 and wave 2 being combined. Now the easiest way to show you this is just to kind of put these out like this, and then you'll get the exact view of what's going on. Now if you look at this, you can see that the output, where it says there, you see input wave 1, input wave 2, output morph wave. That one is exactly the same as wave 2. The reason for that is the OSC Main A Transition is set to 100. So if I was to play a note, you can see, okay, it's a little bit, see if I can make it look a bit, you can kind of see it, can't you? It's probably that section there. But there you go. So at 100, it's wave 2. Now if I change that to 0, you'll see it's wave 1. And we can just confirm that. There you go. So if we start here, up, down, up, down, up. So that's your complete cycle there. There's a few things we can do here. If I put that basically from 0 to 100, whenever you move it, it's everything in between. So at 50%, that is a combination of both waves. So a few things we can do here. We can, if I pull this over to here, these little points. Now what you'll see there is that this is really only a small section of what's been affected in the overall picture. But what we have here is this inside section down here reflects up here, if you can see that. And then everything outside of the point, so to the left of the A and to the right of the B, looks more like this wave here. So it's only slightly affecting this small part. And you can hear that when I move the points. You can see it's becoming more like A up the top there. And that's a combination of both. But if I do the same here, you'll see that this part here looks more like here. And whereas to the right of the B and to the left of the A, it looks more like wave 1. So that's just what you can do with the pointers, really. You can have up to 4 points for finer adjustment. And you can do all kinds of stuff. It's just great to mess around with these. So I think that's pretty easy to understand. Wave 1, wave 2, output, which is a combination of wave 1 and 2. If it's set to 50%, if it's at 100%, it's wave 2, 0, wave 1. And you can get everything in between. Now for further editing, you can see the spectrum here. Now let's just go back to morph, right? So we'll start on wave, we'll go back to waveform. So if we go back to waveform, up here you can see morph wave 1 and 2. So there's morph wave 1. Now I can change that if I like. I can go transform. I can use any one of these processes on that wave. I can load another wave if I want, pop that in, hit OK, come back to morph, and there you can see it's a combination of both. I can do the same in waveform with wave 2. Come in here, transform, load, and I just load a sine wave, back to morph. There you can see. Pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. And again with the spectrums, well, we won't worry about the spectrum for the moment. So that's our waveform sections. You can use all the tools again that you've used previously to draw in your own waveform if you like. So in fact the easiest way to show you that is just go transform, make sure we're on wave 1, transform, clear, just draw something in. It's like a saw wave, I suppose. I'll just make it a wee bit. Right, so that's like a saw wave. If I go to wave 2, draw in, I don't know. Oops. Sine wave almost. Well, not almost, there's your sine wave. So now if I go to morph, we've got those two waves. And again, same principles. So exactly the same thing. And you can load, you could even load import from an audio file if you've got an audio file, but it does only use the first 1024 samples of the audio file. Now I'm not sure if I've got, oh yeah, I must have samples. Okay, there's a kick that I've installed. So if I go back to morph, again 100. But remember, it's only the first 1024 samples of these samples, so you can't like load in a full track, or, and as you can see, it doesn't sound much like a kick. Let's see what it sounds like lower down. I guess there's something there. There you go. Okay, that's 3 octaves down from C. But it shows you how creative you can get. Pretty easy. And again, so there's your waveform for 2, waveform for 1. If you come into the spectrum, there's the spectrum for waveform 1, which is kind of like a saw wave, so you would expect to see all the harmonics. That's phasing information. And for 2, there you go, same again. So pretty easy to understand, I think. The great thing is, mess around with it. The results you can get just by drawing in your own stuff or loading in stuff from random samples is just great. So that's about it. You can save, of course, file, save sound as. You can save it as a full sound. You can also, which I really like, you can save as well. Save it as a sound, or file, save sound as. You've got the 2 different buttons there. What I really like is you can also, you can also, if you go to waveform, you can also save it as a wave template. So the great thing about it is you've got your morphed waveform. Obviously you would save it, but then what you can do is if you come back to your waveforms, select waveform 1, mutate waveform 1 as many times as you want. Just get something really random. Now as you can see, we've lost the morph there. I've obviously gone too far, got far too excited. So waveform, if you mutate it, there we go. Then waveform 2, mutate that. Right, as you can see, I've mutated it 3 times and the morph features disappeared. I'm unsure as to why that happens. I shall do a little bit of research into that. So once, twice. Waveform 1, mutate, mutate. Come back to morph. And then some really nice waves there actually. But anyway, that's the morph feature. Pretty self-explanatory. Once you get used to the fact that wave 1 and wave 2 are the output of wave 3, and you can move these to be very specific about the wave, but do it at 50%. Be very specific about the section that's being dealt with. It's excellent. It's good fun. Okay, hope you learned a lot. Hope you have a good week, and I shall see you in the next video.